nowadays.
Well, hold on, let me go and find out what the heck's going on.
Yeah, you have to check that about the time. I was just waiting for going 7 o'clock here at the noon, but I said, okay, let's have a look.
Oh, you're right. So it's my calendar that's messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just really great.
So just to know, every Saturday we have the same time, 8 o'clock or 7.
No, uh, it's supposed to be at 9 to 10:30.
Okay.
So somehow, I don't know what the hell went on. Okay.
Okay. You're going to correct that. Okay. When we're going to have a
I
look
no, I
later.
fixed. Yeah, I fixed it. No, the
The calendar.
the calendar is 9 a.m. Pacific. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. My calendar's right. 9 a.m. Pacific. Yeah, 9 a.m. Pacific is 8 a.m. my time. It is it right.
California and Arizona are both at the same time, aren't they, right now?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Hmm.
We're on daylight savings, yes?
Yeah.
Judy, you knew this?
No, you know what? I accidentally got here early too.
Same as I did. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just sitting around waiting for 9 o'clock because I saw that, and I could have sworn he said 8 o'clock last week. So I thought I'd just
No,
log in and
last
see.
last week was 8 o'clock. Last week was an
Right,
hour earlier than this week, and the rest of
right,
them are all the same time.
right.
Yes.
I just accidentally, not accidentally.
Well,
I just thought I'd check it out.
I got lucky so because I never checked the time. I just assumed it was the same as last week.
yeah. All right. Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, that explains why there were only a few of us here. So that's okay. I'm not worried about it. Let's get back over here to the pictures here.
Hi, Don. This is Laurence. I hope I'm not too late.
You're fine.
Okay, I just posted my photo. I was in a bit of a rush. I had an issue with my computer, so I didn't know if it was what time it was at, and so I hope it's not too. I hope it's still okay.
See if it got loaded.
I just loaded them now. I haven't even typed anything in it yet. So.
Oh, you haven't put it up yet?
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, let's get back up here to Carl's shots or Judy's shots. All right,
Yep,
Judy.
that's okay. Yep.
That's super. Super cool. So just natural overcast light.
Yes, so it was about 7 in the morning.
I like that. I really, really like this one.
Yeah.
Really like this. I like this little patch of color behind him there. And did you light him or?
No, that's just natural light. It's, if you look at the behind the scenes, that's a really that's a seawall, and it's a really big seawall. And so the other shot, we just turned around and went to the bay. The bay's over to the right of that, and that's the seawall. And he was back up against. We tried a little further away, and then we tried back up against it. And there's a little ledge that he stood on, and then I was really focusing on trying to be at different perspectives. That was my goal. But my biggest challenge that he helped me with was direction. I don't know how to give direction very well. So that's that was my challenge.
All right, very good. I love your shallow depth of field. It's just shallow enough to throw it out of focus, which helps him stand out. But it's also not too shallow that we can't see the rocks out there or whatever that is. Is that,
Yeah,
are those
kelp.
rocks or?
The kelp bed.
Okay. And that just sort of breaks up the horizon very nicely.
Yeah.
But this one, I really like this one. I like the light on his face. I like the rock behind him. It's out of focus just enough that he pops out. This little bit of gray that comes down helps set him off in the composition really well. We can see the texture on the board. Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you.
Really well done. All right. Let's see. Let's reload the page and see if Lawrence's pictures are here. All right. Let's start with this one here.
So do you have some a video on giving direction to models or non-models, or do you know about YouTube?
Somewhere on my
Yes.
YouTube channel, I have a couple, but they're back there a ways.
I think you have put that on your first class we did last week. Some videos how to direct non-models.
I was thinking that I had put up, I think I put up
Yeah.
one by Sam Elkins, didn't I?
Yeah. You did that.
Yeah, okay.
The last
It's there.
assignment?
Yeah, the last week assignment. Yes, it is there on the site.
Okay.
On the
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I
four-week
put, yeah.
class.
One of the things that's different when you're working with talent is that professional talent, actors, models who are professional, not those who, get a job 5 times a year and, spend, they believe and do runway shows and stuff, but girls who work in front of the camera, guys who work in front of the camera a lot, they've learned a way of working that is more professional than the amateur. A good model, depending on the type of photographer they're working with, for me, I never want my model to stop moving. Okay. I don't want them to do this and then do this and then do this, right? Because if they're doing that, they're in control of the shot.
Right.
They move, I take a picture. They move, they're running the show. They're not looking through the camera. I don't want them to run the show. So I'll just say, okay, just keep moving. They'll just keep moving like this. They'll bring their chin over here. They'll look down and they'll just keep moving. And I keep shooting. When you're working with amateurs, they feel very uncomfortable doing that.
Uh-huh.
They feel very stilted. So you kind of have to work them into like a basic setting. And then I'll say to them, okay, bring your chin down right there. Now let's slowly bring the chin up so you're looking at me. So it's click, 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 click. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keeping them moving. The other thing, Judith, watch out for rhythm. I wonder if Giannis probably going to kick in here too. Watch out for rhythm. There's a rhythm that can develop and where the model goes boom, click, boom, click, boom, click, boom.
Yeah, I do that all the time. I end up with 2,000 photos and choose just 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah,
So,
I never allow that. I'm like this. I'm like click, 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 click,
yes.
click, 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 boom. Getting like, I never want that click to be a boom, click, boom, click, boom, click, because now we're on this rhythm and the rhythm isn't going to give me the shot I want. I want that.
It's like a cadence.
Yeah. I don't want the cadence. I break the cadence on purpose so that they don't feel that, you know,
Pressured.
yeah,
It's like a pressure for them. Yes.
yeah. Like they have to come up with all these poses because you're clicking away. No, I don't like that.
All the time I'm working with professional models, and they know what they are doing. You know, they come to take a shot in 5-10 minutes. We are finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite different. But that being said, Lawrence, we have to work as we say, we have to work. Most of commercial photographers are working with people who don't get their picture taken all the time. Real estate agents, you know, people selling something, that type of thing.
Okay, I have another question
Yeah.
about that.
Mhm.
I have my camera set on back button focus, and I found that every time he would move so I could take another shot, I was having to refocus with that. Should I just not have it on back button focus when I'm doing portraits? I use it for landscape all the time, but
Whichever way I say, I'll probably be beat up. Okay.
okay.
I don't use back button focus for people.
All right. That's
But
what
I know
I found.
I know some
struggled with that.
photographers who use it all the time.
Uh-huh.
You know what I use for people?
What?
Manual focus.
Oh, okay.
Because I've done it for 50 years.
Yeah.
Just you know.
Well, you know, this lens I bought for the Sony for, you know, the 50 that was more affordable than the Sony lens 50. The 50 was a Samyang, and there is no auto, there is no
Oh,
manual
that's right.
focus.
Yeah, there's no manual
Just
focus on the Samyang.
autofocus. Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe I should take it out of back button focus because I really struggled with that.
Yeah,
I guess I could try it.
Yeah, the problem with manual focus on digital cameras is that the screen really isn't conducive to manual focus. You know, the old Nikon screens, you know, there's always that little hairline in the middle that you could lock on. But they're also close enough. And the other thing that I do is I mentioned it earlier. I don't shoot like a f2, f2.8 like I used to. I used to do headshots at 2.8 on 180 millimeter lens. So this eye would be in focus, this eye is going. The ear and the hair, they're gone. Okay. I don't do that anymore. I don't like the look anymore. It was really popular then. And I, you know, quite frankly, I did it for 35 years and I'm not doing it anymore. So I go for something like 5.6. If you lock him into focus on his glasses and he just moves a little bit, you don't have to refocus. He's there. He's there. You know, you got about 9 inches of focus range there. That should be, you know, for as long as he's not doing this, you know, that type of thing, should be okay. So that's where the manual focus really helps me, because I'm constantly being there. The other thing is some of the new cameras. Anybody have a new camera with the facial recognition thing on it? Anyone?
That's probably does.
I think mine has that, but I have disabled that. In a 1DX Mark II, it has that.
Yeah.
But I have turned it off.
Yeah, the mirror, because they're slow, right? It's slow.
Yeah, it is very annoying. Yes.
Yeah, the mirrorless, it's like instantaneous on the new mirrorless cameras. Yeah. So yeah. So Judy, but take that. Yeah, the back button focus is hard for me. I guess I use it on environments, but on people, no. I went from autofocus all the time to just back to manual focus on people. Very, very happy with it. Let's stay there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I also use, by the way, Judith, I use or that was it Lawrence? Lawrence, I also use manual focus for product photography too. So like, I don't know why I have autofocus anymore. So yeah, well.
Okay.
All right, and this is a nice wall that this also just natural light. So he looks really good here. Are you standing on something?
Sorry, my previous photo, the black and white one, it was not me commenting on it.
This one?
Yeah. I just wanted to explain why I took it in a black and white and what I've tried to do. So that's my neighbor, and he's a IT engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And for the last year, it's been like a lot of people working from home. So I wanted to show, instead of showing as environment, is lack of environment, if you want. So that was him, instead of being in his office and in his environment where he will have all this machine, etc. Is for a year he's been at home, and he forced to do everything on the phone and remotely. So that was the idea behind that photo.
And why did you choose black and white? Some contrast, some color issues?
Both because of the color, yeah. The color of the fence and the wall were clashing a bit, but it was again for the idea of toning down the environment, showing that there's not really,
Sure.
there is an environment, but that's not the environment it should be in, kind of stuff. I don't know if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah. I love black and white. Absolutely love black and white.
Me too.
All right, very cool. Very nice. I love the gray textured wall here. Are you standing on something, Lawrence?
No, I wasn't. I was just in front of him. But our street is in a slope slightly, so I was a bit higher up.
Okay. Good color.
Thank you.
Good cropping. Yeah. Now, have you shown these pictures to this gentleman?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Not yet. I took him yesterday, so I barely had time to do anything.
Oh, very good. This would also look good in black and white, by the way.
Yeah, I tried it in black and white, but I didn't want to have everything in black and white. So
Very good. Solid.
thank you.
Have we looked at everybody's pictures? Because I gotta kill 10 minutes before the other group comes. Let me show you something I got that I'm really happy with. I just bought this book through Taschen on sale. Peter Lindbergh's Untold Stories. One of my absolute very favorite forever photographer, Peter Lindbergh, and died suddenly a couple of years ago, which is just shocking to everybody. But I'll give you an idea of some of the pictures in here. The interesting thing,
good.
oh, just incredible. The interesting thing is it's on this very thin, really thin paper that has a beautiful tooth to it. If you're not familiar with Peter Lindbergh, he's very filmic. He shot some digital for a while, but he shot most, I would say 95% of his work shot on film, even during the digital age, because he loves the grain of the film. Shot a lot of 3200 T-Max, and probably millions of rolls of 3200 T-Max. So it's on this paper that you can actually see through. You can actually see the image on the other side. And I love it. I just absolutely love it. It doesn't feel delicate. It doesn't feel like it'll be destroyed in my hands, but it just, it's Peter's work. The way I know Peter's work the most, which is this very soft. Look at this. This is not what you find in. Look at the skin tones. She's a middle gray. Peter was one of those photographers that shot a very classical, thing. If you go back and look at Weston and Ansel Adams and Paul Caponegro and the very few shots that he did, Margaret Burke White, the Caucasian skin tone is a middle gray. And then when fashion came in with Bert Stern and all these guys in the late 50s, they moved it up a step, up to the point where some photographers are moving up a step more. So it's very, very bright skin tones. And Peter just didn't do it. He stayed with that tone. I mean, look at the eyes. The eyes are not white. Can you see the eyes in there?
Yes,
they're not white.
That's very great.
And that's just Peter. And I bet Giannis is a fan of Peter Lindbergh.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I wouldn't trust any fashion photographer who didn't like Peter Lindbergh. Would have an automatic sort of like, what?
I love that. Yeah,
Wow.
he's great. Yes.
It's on sale at Toshin, Giannis. So
Where,
T8,
is there any link that we can?
yeah, I can get a link for you because it's in my browser history. The other thing that's cool about it, guys, is when you get it, it's shrink wrapped, right? You take the shrink wrap off and you smell the ink. Oh,
Yeah, I love that sense.
I just
Yeah.
let me pull it up here.
I am fascinated by him because he used that zone 5 for skin tones. I use that too. I am very addicted to zones.
Yes.
I love using zones.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put a skin tone at zone 5 for all the money in China for the 25 years I shot. It's always zone 6 and sometimes zone 7 because that
That's
was
for
the look.
Caucasian, as you said.
Yeah, Caucasian skin. But at the same time, the same with the African skin. You brought it
Here's
up,
zone 5. You put that in zone 6?
put it up to 5 or 6 even. Look at all the shots of Naomi Campbell, right?
Yeah.
Naomi Campbell's very dark, but 9 times out of 10, you know, she's up to zone 5 or up to zone 6. And part of it's because of magazine reproduction, right? That's part of it. If you didn't give a brighter look, it wouldn't print right. It would print very poorly.
Actually, anyone has to train his eyes about putting the range in the proper zones. That's the most important.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, let me share the screen with you guys. This is something that I talk a lot about, is that books are now art. Books are art. The book itself is art. So you have Neil Leifer's shots of Ali, a book, edition of 40, selling for $4,000. Photographers have to embrace this as soon as possible, understanding that just because it's in a book, it doesn't make it less valuable than a print, because the book, the collection, the book itself becomes the piece of art. You know, if I had an extra 4,000, if I had an extra, 40,000, I'd buy all these books. I'm such a fan of Ali, and Neil Leifer, just great photographer. But my God, what a great thing! Here's McCartney's edition of 600. Paul, I believe this is by his wife. $750. David Bailey's Pictures of the Queen, a book of edition of 500, $4,000 each. The book is a piece of art. We photographers have to embrace it. Anyway, I'll put the link over here for Toshin Books. It doesn't look like, well, let's see if I can find that book. I'll put it in the chat right now for you. So there you go. It's in the chat for you there, Giannis. Let's see. And they're European.
I'm going to see that, yes.
They are European. Oh, I'm sorry. The sale is over. back to $80. Get on their list. They have
Okay,
sales.
that's okay. That's okay. $80, it's okay. But
Yeah,
not
get
a
on their
problem.
list because they have sales all the time. So don't pay $80 for it. Wait for the sale. You'll get it for 40.
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much, Don.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get back over here to wherever the hell we were. Facebook here. All right. Welcome everybody. I got the time wrong, so I've been here for an hour with a couple of other people who got the time wrong as well. So
Yeah, I'm getting old. Don't pull these kind of surprises on me. The old ticker
I,
can't stand it.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened. We'll give it another minute or two. I was just sharing that book. Who is familiar with the photographer Sebastião Salgado? Anybody? You should all be familiar with Sebastião Salgado. He may be the greatest photographer of our time.
Damn.
He is. I got this wonderful set of postcards from Sebastião Salgado postcards, which gave me a great idea for a product. This is awesome. They're beautifully printed. They come in this nice little box and everything, but what a photographer. What an amazing photographer. All righty. Well, we'll just keep going here. Let's see whose pictures are here.
I'm
Sophie?
here. Yeah,
Sophie's here. Yay. All right, Sophie.
just in time. Sorry.
No, Sophie, I've been here for an hour. I got the time wrong. So
Oh, okay. Because I thought, okay,
no, you're fine.
I thought I'm right on time. So
Yep.
for once,
Yeah. I don't know what the hell happened, but something happened.
well, it was an
all
hour
right.
earlier last.
All right. So
Thank
where-
you.
where is this, Sophie?
It's a new ceramics place in town.
Okay.
The advantage is that I thought anyway, it's like a hub for newbies for when they're fresh out of school. It's a place given by the town. They don't pay rent and they can work and get set up. And so there's 8 of them in there.
Oh, nice.
So the place is actually very big, but because it's 8 of them, you end up not having a lot of shooting area because there's somebody stand right next to this workbench. But so this is Celia. She was part of the Portraits of Creators that I did 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so
So
now
it's
she was a student and now she's graduated. So that's,
okay. And she's a ceramic artist?
yes.
Fun. So the town provides kind of a incubator then for.
Yes, I think because there's kind of a school that has a good reputation. So there's a fresh breed of ceramists every year.
Okay. And what are you using for light here?
It's natural light.
Really?
Yes, there's so that you have the light coming from the door to the right of the image. There's a door, open
Over
door.
here?
Yes.
Okay.
You can see it on the highlights on the ceramics at the bottom right.
Got it.
On the intertwined areas, you can see the light there. And then for her, she has that white lamp that you can see behind the red pot. That.
Okay.
And she had another one pointing at the desk and I made her put it there. I did bring a light and I had first thought to put the light more or less where that light was and to give her an upward light like that with the flash. And I really hated it. And it really didn't work in terms of lighting the rest of the room and stuff. So I decided to go natural light
Okay.
instead. I think it's still not right.
I'm not crazy about the tungsten look.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm also the light's lower, so she's being lit upwards.
Yes.
And I'm not a big fan of that. I think the rest of the portrait looks, it's good, and I think it's probably the colors are probably fixable. I think you could go in here in Lightroom and tone that back down a little bit.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm not real crazy about the light
No,
going up.
I think it feels like there's two lights. It doesn't look
Yeah.
right.
Yep. Yep. I agree. And I really like this one. Her hair is disappearing into the background.
Yeah.
Is there anything you could have done for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Now that you say it,
Yeah. You know, something back there, something what
I could
have
have
you.
put my flash. you know.
Yeah. Now, if you go to
Sorry.
on-mesh's Photoshop, you know, the YouTube guy on-mesh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Piximperfect,
Yeah.
he will show you how to bring this back.
Okay.
Okay. It involves some masking and a new layer and a little bit of something else, but you can add a tiny little bit of highlight back here to shape that hair away from the background.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, very good.
Because I did shoot her on the because so that's a window behind is their ceramic studio, but I did shoot her against a wall right in the sunshine, willingly, but I didn't think that worked as well, so I still preferred that shot.
I love this light coming in.
Yeah.
Like here, that is really cool. Grabbing, and she's a ceramicist, so getting their ceramic pot, I really like that. If you can pull this background up or get a little something around her there that just separates her a little bit without it don't make it look cheesy. Don't make it look like, you know, a glamour, you know, backlight or something. I think that'll really work very well. Love the light, the pattern light coming down.
I'm going back to that place for the next assignment. So.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
With the new girl. So.
Very nice. Super good. Super good. So down here we've got Kevin.
Yes, sir.
All right, Kevin. So what do we got going here?
That was an alternate. That was my first submission for the with the background. This is a lady who lives in my small little town in the midst of the Everglades, who used to be a Florida model, or sorry, Miami model. And she's opened up this dress shop with this spectacular tree in the middle of it. And it's a really very pretty dress shop. And I wanted to, you know, show off that that environment as well as, you know, her as her.
Beautiful. Looks like you've blended. Obviously, you've got some flash going on.
Yeah, there's actually 3 lights in this shot. There's one light behind her. You can see, you know, up in the upper left-hand corner there, the reflection of it bouncing into the ceiling.
Up here or up here?
Upper right. I'm sorry.
Up here. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And then there's another one coming in from camera left, straight. I think it's a grid spot coming in from camera left. And then there's a small 16-inch by 16-inch gridded softbox closer to the camera on the left side.
Okay. On that speed light over here, that is an issue. Okay.
Now, which light is that coming? Which light is that coming from?
The light looks like a light's coming here and catching her jacket, maybe, or something.
Yeah.
We're getting light on this part of her leg that isn't allowed here, and I'm not sure where that's coming from. It may be that she's got her knee a little bit forward. Got to watch out for those shadows. This is an easy fix. Real easy fix. Just blend that line there, and we won't see that shadow.
Okay.
And just not seeing the shadow is the goal. You know, that little bright light right there on her leg. The light on her face looks good. Got a little bit of a rim thing going there. And I like this dark but readable room. You know, dark and moody, but we certainly see what we need to see. That's for sure. Oops, went the wrong way. So
This is just an alternate take on that same one. I wasn't 100% thrilled with that first shot because it was, you know, shot like, with 35 millimeter equivalent
mhm.
vertical, and it just didn't, you know, really show off her in as good a look as I wanted to.
Okay.
So this was an alternate take on it. And this is just one light.
Yeah, I really
there's a-
like this. I really like this. I like the little bit of warmth coming from the tungsten light back here. Your light is nice and up to the left here, giving great light on the plate of the face. She looks comfortable and relaxed. And this is a 50, a 85. What are we at here? 30?
It's about a 102. It's 102 equivalent on
Okay.
a 18 to 55 kit lens.
Okay. Yeah. That's real. Yeah, I love the light. I love this portrait. I love the colors in the thing too.
Yeah, that was mostly all available light. There's just one 16-inch square gridded softbox off to the camera left coming down on her.
mhm. Yeah, and this little added bit of warmth in the tungsten really works out. I love the color of the chair, all these things. So she's obviously a designer, understands the aesthetics of the shot. So she wore the right thing for that shot. Yeah. Oops, gotta go the other way down. And this is outside.
This is outside without the background. There's a video of the behind the scenes, just your classic shot on white with one of my sons holding up a gold reflector
Okay.
off the camera right there. So, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that your son didn't do correctly is see where he's holding the reflector? He's
Yeah.
bouncing light up. He needs to hold it over his head and bounce light in.
Okay.
Okay. Because when we get down to the shot, not a bad shot, but we get down to the shot, it does have that, see how the shadows going up from her nose?
Right.
There? Now,
Yeah.
that's an easy fix as well. Take that out and we won't have that feeling of the light coming up. Do you see what I'm saying? That's
I
the
do.
only visible clue that we have that the light is going up across her. Kill it and you're good. Now, what's your plan? Are you planning to take all this out or leave it in? Because
I like it. I like leaving it in.
I was going to say, personally, I'd leave it in.
Yeah. I showed the client some shots, you know, to get her confidence that I'm, you know, not completely incompetent. And there was a lot of that kind of, you know, model on white in the middle of the woods with the white background, obviously showing that it was staged.
Yeah. You know, Dan Winters does it a lot.
Yes.
I always figure if Dan Winters does it, then, you know, then it's okay for me. I mean, he's like one of the best in the world. So yeah, very nice.
Yeah, she was a lot of fun to work with because she, you know, she had been a working model. So that was the first time I've you know, worked with a pro, and gosh, since I left the business, what, 2001?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, I'd forgotten just how much fun it can be. No.
Oh, when it's like when it's a collaboration, it's just nothing like
It's
it.
just the best.
Nothing like it. Kevin and I have known each other for a long time, and we grew up in a very heady time in commercial photography.
Did we realize it at the time? No.
No, it was just a day going by. But there was never a time at the studio that there weren't models and art directors and other photographers, and it was just a camaraderie that just, you cannot recreate it today. It doesn't happen today.
If for no other reason that you don't meet other photographers and you're dropping off your film at the lab.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. The lab was one of those places where I'm surprised now that the labs didn't have coffee, but then coffee wasn't a big deal back then. You know, if I was to go back in time and open a lab, I think I'd put a little coffee shop in, some tables and stuff, because that was, you go to the lab and everybody was there. All the assistants were there, photographers dropping off film, picking up film. It was really heady times. And then, like I said, there wasn't a day at my studio models weren't dropping by. Oh, I was down at some other photographer's place and I just thought I'd drop by and see how you were doing. The last 5 years I owned a studio, it was like a morgue. It was nobody came by. It was just a different world. But shooting 24/7, I mean, 7 days a week, baby. There was no day off. You just kind of like stumble in and do it again. Yeah. 5 years in a row, I photographed all the models for two modeling agencies in town. Holy crap, that was a lot of work.
Those were fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked with you on the little black dress.
The little black dress one, yeah, yeah.
That was fun.
I missed that. I'm working on an article that I'll share with you about things I really miss. You know what I miss? I miss contact sheets. Anybody else miss contact sheets? I miss contact sheets. I miss that 8 by 10 thing with the rows of pictures on it. I miss having that red marker and making a circle around this one. I miss making a print in the darkroom and bringing it out and putting stuff all over it, burn here, light in here. I miss that dramatically. I miss it. Well, anyway, maybe there'll be a day I won't miss it. All right, Glenn, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, Don. Fine, thank you.
This is your little yoga garden?
Yes, it is.
Very nice. Do you have a canopy over something for soft? This is great light, man.
Thank you. No, actually, that was middle of the afternoon, and it was about 95 degrees, way above my operating range, and the mat was about 115. But the sun is obviously, you can see it's coming over my right shoulder there. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, well, it looks like really nice light, nice shot.
Thank you.
Putting you in front of the blue thing here just really makes you stand out. And I'm so glad that we don't have a tangent there, that you come up and break that horizon. I would rather you break that horizon than be in the chair. You know what I'm saying? So the angle is just right, because that little thing right there gives us depth. Depth in the shot. Really like that.
It's the trail portrait class. Using to your portraits.
Yeah. You know, it's something that actually a little bit of luck because of the size of the bolster I was sitting on. But once I saw it, I thought, hey, that worked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the things that sometimes I just need to pay a bit more attention and make sure it's there, as opposed to just be thankful it worked out that way.
Yep. Yep.
And my choice of clothing, normally I just, so many times I sort of would have done a black or a colored shot, but I wanted to go with the white. I was sort of thinking Chris Chrisman for something along the lines.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
And that with the white, with the texture and the shadow and all that, and it's sort of, and the grey shorts, it's sort of like, yeah, I gave it some thought actually, and it's amazing how things work out when you do that.
Well, I just want to thank you for wearing clothes. So,
I know there was a couple
Glenn,
of
it just would have been a real bad weekend going forth had you not. So
I remember there was one workshop years ago where I took a shot where I didn't have a shirt on, and you did make some sort of comment about that.
Well, it must have stuck with you if you can remember. All right. Very nice.
This is the indoor shot. I wanted to
Black card on
carry
each
the
side.
theme of the meditation through.
Okay. Okay. You know what I love about this shot? Who else? Who can tell me what I love about this shot?
The background. He's he's not stuck to the background like on
Not
my
stuck to the
photo.
background right there. That little bit of light coming around, putting his face in the relief here. I just think that's cool, and I don't know what that is. You got a little bounce of something back there. White card.
It's actually off of the background. I did put a bit of a vignette around there, which made it sort of a bit more dramatic effect there.
Yeah.
And during the week, I went to get a haircut, which the hairdresser is still trying to clean out her studio from. And I guess there's benefits of this platinum blonde thing that I'm going through, that the highlights pick up really good.
Oh yeah, yeah. Once it gets like mine, it actually glows. It's really nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like I said, there was a strip box to camera left, and it was sort of at the 16x30 Apollo, and I was sort of using the black cards on each side of me to flag a bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the black behind, and I think there was just a little bit, everything was fairly close. And yeah, it just, again, some things that just you look at it and think, oh, that's right, that hair color did get a highlight on it. So
Yeah.
I had to do a little bit of work on the left cheek because the V came down a bit too far. So I just did a little bit of that, and a shiny nose spot took out, and that was about it.
Yeah. Nice shots, Glenn. Nice stuff.
Thank you very much.
And have we seen all the ones up here? I believe we have. So now we're down into this range here, and we've got Jay.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Jay. So this is our guy, our
Right.
welder guy.
So there's two versions, one with this welding hat up and one with the it down. And I like the action in the down. I figured, well, does he really have to? Do you have to actually have to see someone's face for a portrait? And I think if you want to, you can, and if you don't, that's okay
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I was trying to get a sense of the person, I think so.
When did you shoot this? You shot this at what? At f5?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about. Something's going on, Jay, with your camera. It's got to be, because that's not in focus. That's not in focus.
Yeah,
I don't see anything in the picture that's in focus, with the possible exception of that.
Because his shutter speed is at 16.
Yeah, but look at this. That's tack sharp right there.
The background's sharp.
The background's sharp, but he is, I mean, look at his glasses. They're not sharp here. I would definitely check your camera and see if it's doing, what's it called? Back focus or?
Autofocus.
There's a thing where the camera shows you that it's in focus, but when it takes the picture, it's actually a little bit back. I think it's called back focus. You're shooting Fuji. You should be able to calibrate that lens, Jay. Go up online and find out where you can calibrate that lens to your Fuji. Something's going on here. It's noticeable here, but when I went to this one, I mean, like, there's nothing sharp on the image. The animal legs aren't sharp or whatever. And I have a feeling that if I was able to blow it up, that those drawings are sharper than this.
Yeah, I did notice that. I couldn't understand it, but
I think that, you know, I know you're a good shooter, so I'm not worried about you. I think you're looking at it and it's in focus in your camera.
it
And
should
when
have
you
been.
take
Yeah.
the picture, it's moving the focus back a little bit. Somehow it's missing. Because at f5, oh my gosh, at f5, you should be, it's an 18 millimeter. It's like a 35 millimeter at f5. You should have depth of field like crazy here. Range of focus.
Should have been reversed, actually.
Yeah, I do like the colors, the purple and the warm colors. The warm, all of his stuff really stands out from the cold, stark whites and the silver of that. That's really cool. I kind of agree with you. You know what? The way I'd show these images is actually show them together. Put them together. Either crop this one. Yeah, I would crop this one over here as the horizontal that you have over there and put them together. Yeah.
Just match them up.
Yeah, that'd make a nice duo. Yeah, let's look at this one. Okay, now in this one, that looks pretty sharp. Let's look in the other one up here. Yep. Yeah, good. Very good.
There's the other shot of him above the one with the mask up.
Oh, up here. Yeah, he looks sharp as tack there. Look, you can see the label. Yeah, really nice. That's a good portrait, Jay. The way you've got him, his shoulders coming down, his head slightly canted, very slightly, body going this way and the legs coming out that way. So there's a lot of movement through the body, which makes it a much more interesting photograph to look at. He doesn't look stiff. He looks very relaxed. Good.
Yeah, he liked the experience because he put up. I did a shot of his studio with my phone on the way out, and at about 30 feet distance, and I put it up on Instagram. And he said, "If you need a good photographer, call me."
Cool.
Call Jay Chatskill. So I thought that was very very kind. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, very nice. Super.
Okay,
Asha.
but I will look into that.
Yeah,
lens
check
issue.
it out because that's like a couple of times now we've looked at your work and the something's happening there. What was your setting on this one? So you're at F5. See, I don't know. That's and
I think actually that one was F22. I think that's the wrong label on that.
Okay, all right. So yeah, there's something going on with your lens, and I imagine it's an issue of that back focus. Just it's focusing differently than you're seeing through the camera at the moment of exposure. So, Asha.
Hey, Dan.
Hi, Asha. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Very good. So this is.
That's the second one. Yeah.
This is okay. And how are you lighting this?
I just have one. I couldn't put the behind the scene. I've just got one light on his right, on camera left.
Uh-huh.
And that's it.
Is it like is
It's
there
a speed light
behind the scenes? No, there's not.
No, I don't have the behind the scenes. I
Okay,
can
so
do the
speed light, was it bouncing into the ceiling or the wall or something?
No, it was a speed light with umbrella softbox.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because when you said it was a speed light, I knew it had to be modified somehow because we would be getting really sharp shadows here. All right, cool. We just got a little bit of her face there, which is lit. That looks
that was his. You can see just on top. He had his light on. So it was
Yeah,
sliding.
This light up here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. That's using what's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the plane shot in the background, same
Yeah, the same light on the left. And but of course this was at a different space in his clinic.
uh-huh.
So I had he had white wall on the right on camera right, which is what is reflecting onto his
Okay. You use the wall for this?
yeah.
Okay. That's nice. And then there's a white wall over here giving you just a little bit of fill.
Yeah.
I love that. Look at not only is it giving a little bit of fill, we're getting a little bit of a reflection right in there. Something's happening there, a little bit brighter, and we can see the ears and the shoulders. It's really nice. It's a good feel, man. Really nice. And Carla, where's Carla?
Hi, Don.
Hi, Carla. Here we are. All right. Who is this?
She's a designer and she builds her clothes with secondhand stuff. So
Okay.
that's like her little workshop, and it's in the same place that I have my studio. So I guess I was lucky because then I could take her to the studio.
Absolutely. Boy, if you can find somebody that you can work with. She looks lovely. She looks like she'd be a great subject to work with.
Thanks. I think she said she's not a model, but I think she might have some experience.
Yeah. Well, the way she's holding her body, look what everything is going well there for her. Look what she's doing there to make that shot work. The shape of her shoulders. Let me get this thing going. She's got her head perfectly aligned. Her shoulders are going down, right? And her torso is going that way. That is textbook modeling right there. Textbook.
Yeah, I think she has experience.
Yep. She just might have may not have been a super pro, but yeah, I think she's worked with a photographer before. Her hands are good too. A little flat when you have them put their hands down, Carla. Have them bring them up a little bit, like from this to this. So the hands look more relaxed than pressing down. But that's little stuff. That's little stuff.
Okay.
That's that stuff that when you're working with a pro and they all know how to do that, it's pretty fun.
I kept moving the lights around, so I don't know if my behind the scenes, because I forgot to take the picture, is the right one, because I think
she's doing the same thing here too. Line, 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 line. Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Really nice clean white background. Did you clean it up in Photoshop?
I clean it a little, yeah. But I like, there is some light on her shoulder, and so I did add I forgot the names today, like a strip light that gave me that. And also in her cheek.
Yeah,
it doesn't look completely flat.
Yeah, this little light that you've got coming from the back, whether it's coming off the white paper or not, I don't know. But this little light there gives it dimension.
Yeah, exactly. So I was happy with what I did.
Yeah, you should be. You should be very happy with it.
Thank you.
Looks super good.
Yeah. I like that you shot it upward. I think that really gave it a nice dimension. Elongated it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to give a little bit that, high fashion kind of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she has worked with because she studied in New York, and I know she also studied in Paris. So I think she has been involved with high fashion stuff. So maybe that's why it was easy to work with her. And I didn't know that you have a page that you can make the diagrams.
That's fine.
Because it says it's made by you at the bottom.
Yeah, this is that I made a bunch of these things and gave it to this guy who built this little thing where you can make diagrams. Is that what you did? You went up to that website and built it?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know. I just like typed it on Google and it came out. And I was like, I think I saw your name there. And eventually I realized.
Yep. Very cool. Nice work.
Thank you.
Nice work, everyone. All right. Did we miss anybody? I don't think so. I'm looking at all the names here. Denise, you didn't have one today?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm getting back from vacation and just can't quite get my feet going fast enough yet.
No, I understand. And
submitted.
Makala, did you have an image?
You have to refresh your page, Don.
I think I submitted it. I put it in at the end. Sorry, I was actually doing a shoot this morning and came in late. Is it there?
I'll have to scroll down.
Yep, it's there.
Okay. All right, we got Carmen's as well. We'll do McCullough's first here. All right, McCullough, this is the okay. Oh, so you have one shot.
2 shots. So
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so from the back, got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think your exposure is a little poppy on this one.
Okay, I
We're
purposely,
actually losing. See what we're losing his legs there.
yeah, but I was purposely trying to blow those out because the subject is the storyteller,
Right.
but it's still too blown out.
Yeah. If we want to light this guy up and he's in the shade, right? That's when we're going to have to add light to the shade. I don't have a problem with blown out backgrounds like that. I'll never have a problem. But when you have people blown out, then it doesn't look right. It just looks badly exposed. So how do we add that? That would be fill flash, bounce cards to bounce some sunlight in. Looks like we've got our shadow going that way. So we'd have to put a card over here somewhere, that type of thing to get some light in on him. Or have him step right out into the sunlight, and then they would be both in the sunlight to be able to bring it down. This way, he's still a little too dark here, and they're too bright there. And that's a hard one. That's a really hard one because
I actually burned him in to make him even darker. So it'd be like a reverse standout.
Okay.
That's what my brain was trying to do. But
okay.
Maybe it's a fail and I need to bring down the exposure on the people looking.
I would, you Lightroom worker?
Photoshop.
So you use the Photoshop, what's it called?
Burn and draw.
The raw thing? Okay. I would do this. I would take the whole shot down with me.
Okay.
The whole shot down. Export it as a smart object into Photoshop. So that's layer 1, right? Layer 2, go up and do him the brightness that he is going to be. Export that not as a smart object, but as a layer. So now you're going to have him nice and lit. They're going to be all blown out, right?
Mhm.
Then you take a mask and start
Yeah.
painting in black here, revealing the more normal
The
exposure
lighter.
them while he's lighter.
Okay.
The reason you make it a smart object is that once you've done it, you're going to look at it and go, all right, they're a little too dark. I can bring them up. Since it's a smart object, you can go back to Camera Raw and lighten your smart object without having to redo the smart object or redo the layer and put it in. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Good. Your picture, this one is just lovely. Wow. That's really nice. So this is just he's in the shade and the lights behind
This
it.
was
Behind
done in my home studio with 3 LED flex panels.
Oh, okay. Wow, nice. I thought it was natural light, so that's cool. Very good.
Well, I try to make it look natural. That's what we're all trying to do with light, right? Emulate what we see as humans.
If you, yes, a lot of people, there's a style where we work in the studio to try to approximate natural light because we want to look a natural photograph, right? But there are photographers who actually lighting becomes part of their style.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
seeing that light is very important, and dropping, having heavy shadows and that type of stuff becomes part of the style. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But in this case, this individual is a storyteller.
Yeah.
So I wanted him to be able to be more present in the story. So I thought I needed to light it as natural as possible.
Yep. Looks really good. Looks really good. Good color all the way through. Skin color looks great. The whatever the knitted thing, look at all the detail in there. Just a lovely portrait.
Great.
Yeah, love it.
Thank you so much. Sorry I missed last week. I ended up working and didn't submit the other one, but now I know I could submit it even if I don't show up, and then still hear the critique afterwards, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So hopefully I'll be here for the next 2 weeks. I'm watching and listening to what you said last week and this week has been really helpful, and it's made me think about a lot of things differently, especially lighting the background.
Good. Excellent. Well, thank you. I'm super happy to inspire people. I mean, the whole point of these things is the critiques. The critiques are where the gold is.
Right.
That's why I don't have any courses that you can buy and then watch the videos at home. I don't have any of those. I've been encouraged many times to do those. Like, oh, look at the passive income. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't help you if I don't see your pictures. I can't even be wrong. So.
And I learned so much about you talking about other people's photos, because sometimes we're so emotionally attached to the photo we took because we remember things that were said or experienced taking them, that it's harder for us to see what would improve it. But when you put it on somebody else's, it's much easier.
Exactly. Well, thank you.
That's all part of her, I was trying to think of what kind of a theme to put her in. So I told her, come at my studio at 10 in the morning. I didn't know what she was going to wear. And, but I was already thinking that it'll probably be something interesting. So I'll take her up to the market, the flea market, which is will be totally the opposite of whatever it is that she's wearing. And it was true. She shows up in this red sleeveless with red silver glitter shoes. This is 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
It's like a tango dress.
Yeah, I have no idea. So yeah, so these people just coincidentally were
walking by, and the kid was wearing red, and then this red car showed up, and there were people dressed in red in the background. And I'm like, how cool, you know?
Yeah.
At first I was just taking pictures of her, and then it was a vertical, and out of the corner of my eye, I see the red car kind of stop, waiting for these people to walk by. And I'm like, quick, go horizontal. And so I thought it
Red,
captured the opposite
Red,
of,
red, red. All you need to do now, Carmen, is go in and turn the yellow shorts red.
yeah. And I blew out the faces of the other people. I just kind of got rid of, except for his, because his eyes were like, what the, which is, she is a character. She is a local character. So that was part of,
Very
that's
cool.
what I wanted to capture, that she is a character, a town character.
Very cool. Very cool. And this is, of course, the market where you were.
Yeah, she was, you could see where the crosswalk where she was standing.
Okay.
And then I used the light of the building, the sunlight bouncing off the building to illuminate her.
Yeah. Beautiful light coming off the building. And then the studio portrait. Very interesting.
I haven't put a red gel on a background in probably 20 years.
Well, if you're going to put a red gel on a background, you got to do it in a woman wearing a red dress, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. Red fingernails, red lipstick, red back here. What is this?
Oh, that's
What is that amoeba growing in your studio? You got mold?
it's, yeah, I didn't clean that up. I should have, sorry.
Yeah. 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 You got to clean that up because the eye's going to see that.
Yeah.
Really nice. The only other thing I would say to clean up, you got,
Yes.
you know, definitely have this shine on the cheek here, but that's part of what's happening here. It's warm. Am I right? She's
Oh
perspiring.
yeah, she all of a sudden, this was like the last picture. She broke out into sweat. Like, I don't know what happened. And I'm like, do I stop and blot it all down, or I just roll with it?
This part it gives us that feeling that she is a little perspiring, but I would take that one out because it just lives by itself, but it just pulls our eye. We can't help seeing it. This
What
one,
about the one
I
about
would
her,
leave-
the
this
one
one?
above her eyebrow?
no, I
Yeah.
leave that in. I leave that in.
Okay.
It's just this little one right here that just kind of lives all by
Okay.
itself. It just
All right.
get rid of that. Cool.
Yeah.
Super nice portrait.
Part of her collection.
And she's just for those of you who don't know, Carmen lives in Antibes, and this lady started coming by her studio about a year ago.
This was the stranger. It wasn't the stranger assignment, but it was me asking a stranger come to the studio.
Yes, and has been showing up there ever since. And Carmen just takes her out and shoots. She's done a book of portraits of this gal who has the most incredible wardrobe you've ever seen and a real keen sense of how to wear it. I mean, she's always dressed up outrageously.
Yeah.
And she's known in the area. People know.
I've
who
never
she
seen
is.
this dress. This was the first time that I had.
And she's not wealthy, right?
No, she's just. I don't know whether people give her stuff, because sometimes the stuff is big on her, you know, whereas this just fits. We talked about. She goes. She was kind of trying to explain. You never know what's going to happen. She's going like this, you know, and I'm like, wardrobe malfunction. And she looked at me. I said it in English, and I explained what had happened. Was it Janet Jackson years ago?
Right. Yep.
That she had a thingy, and she goes, "Oh, oui, see," and then she understood, and we laughed.
Well, poor Janet Jackson. If that was, you know, she got criticized quite a bit. Like people said, well, she did it on purpose and whatever, but it ended up killing her career. She's pretty much, that was it. And that's a shame. She's a pretty talented young lady. All right. Anything else, guys? Next week, we're telling a story. So.
What time do we, I've been confused. So I thought this started at 9 o'clock,
Yes, it did. But last week we started at 8,
right?
and I changed my calendar to reflect that. But somehow the calendar, even though I told it not to, changed all my dates. So this morning I came in and I saw it and I just went off the calendar. So I was wrong.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
so was Jerry. Jerry was wrong too. So it wasn't just me, it was Jerry too.
Oh, so you were here at 8?
Oh yeah, I've been here for 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm wondering how this picture thing is like really weird today.
Yeah.
You know, the order, and it's because you already went over it.
Let me ask you this, because it would actually be better to leave it at the earlier time. Would you guys be up for that?
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's good for me.
Either one. I just have to get up in time to do the either one.
All right. Well, let's do that. I'll put a little note up everywhere. Let's just move it back earlier. It would be better for me.
So it's a short one today for me.
Yeah, we're pretty much done. So
we were right all along, Don.
yeah, absolutely.
You're wrong together, so it makes it right.
That's right. So I'm going to go ahead and move it back to 8 a.m. Pacific instead of 9 a.m. Pacific, and I will let everybody know. If you will let other people know, because I didn't talk about that. Well, wait a minute. This is the same group that I was thinking. I didn't talk about it in the group that came wrong, but Jerry's here. So all the people that came wrong are still here. Oh, Judith was wrong. Judith was here. Don't you hide down there, Judith. She was here.
Not hiding, not hiding.
All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Make some great
Don?
photographs. Yeah.
Don, since you have just a couple of minutes, I wonder, I put 2 street shots, just walk up to a stranger and ask them if I could take a portrait in the assignment 1 album. Would you take a minute and give me some feedback on those?
Let's see.
At the very end. Since I was on vacation and shopping around, it's these 2, yeah.
All right. One of my very favorite places in the whole world to be.
It's beautiful.
It's really hard on a motorcycle. Parking your bike there with the inclines. There's only like 2 places on the street. You probably saw them. All the bikes were there.
Yeah.
You get on this incline here. If you come in straight in, like you think, well, I'll just come in straight. You can't push the bike back uphill. It is too freaking heavy. So
Yeah.
I'm always parked down the other end of town where it's a little bit flatter. Nice
Yeah,
shot.
I got a shot with 5 different Harleys on it.
Nice shot.
Thanks.
Yeah. Cool. I've sat upon that bench many times. A little bit of overcast in the sky.
Yes.
Nice, Denise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What lens? What lens are you using? A telephoto? It looks kind of a 50-ish.
Oh shoot. I don't remember which lens I had on it that day. I think I had my 35mm on that day.
Could be 35. Yeah, I could see it being 35.
Because the other one I cropped.
You know, everybody calls
this-
it the 50mm. They always call it the normal lens.
Uh-huh.
To my eye, the 35mm is the normal lens. 50 seems much tighter than what I see.
Mhm.
35 is kind of, if I was to Desert Island, you say, okay, Don, you're going to go on a 3-week road trip. You can only take 1 lens and it can't be a zoom. I'm going to take the 35. That's my lens. Absolutely.
It makes it a really nice light walk around package.
Yeah. It also has enough that you can come in and you can do portraits of people, but you get the environment with them.
Mm-hmm.
Not a headshot lens by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But when you're out, I don't do headshots. In fact, as a matter of fact, I think if I could get 2 lenses, I'd take the 180mm, or if I was on Canon, I'd take my 135 and the 35. And those are, I get something very close or something, farther away. Very cool. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Right,
Thank you.
everybody, have a great
Don,
one.
can I ask you a question? Sorry. So next week is 5 shots, or is it 2? Because on the page it mentioned 5.
I was asked the same thing
Yeah.
with Lawrence.
Remember, these were taken from an other class, and there may
Yeah.
be some type in there that shouldn't be there. But let's see. I don't think for this class with as many people as we have in it that we can do 5 shots.
Okay.
Uh,
So 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. Choose 3. Choose 3.
3.
Has to be the same person or a different one?
Okay.
Should be the same person because you're telling a story.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
When you say 2, 3, what do you mean?
Choose 3. There's
Numbers.
5 things here. You've got a headshot, portrait, close-up, establishment shot, environment shot, and detail shot.
So it's the second and the third one of those 5.
Just, choose 3 of those 5.
Oh, you choose 3 of the 5.
Whatever that
Oh.
is.
Yeah, whatever 3 that you use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, I'll fix that, by the way. I'll fix it like right now.
Good.
Any other questions? All right, folks. Everybody have a great weekend. Make great photographs, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.